Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So right now we're actually going to be taking a look at Playa3ull Games, which is a pretty low market cap crypto gaming ecosystem that's been getting a lot of attention recently. And today I just kind of want to get on here and kind of do more of a thorough deep dive within the ecosystem, really point out what makes Playa3ull Games special, what do they have going on, why are they getting the attention that they are, what are my thoughts. So throughout the video we'll kind of take a look at one, obviously their website, their white paper, the games they have going on, what makes the games good, what's a big deal about the games. We'll look at the nodes that they have within their ecosystem, their coin, their native coin, and then their team as well. And then we'll give some final opinions, some final thoughts at the end. So right here, we'll just start out by looking at the website here. So Playa3ull Games, they already have a quote here that says, and I wish I owned and could sell my in-game assets. Now you can. Obviously, they're talking about NFT technology and what can make them a little bit more special. So we'll see what they say right here. Playa3ull Games is inspired by gamers and funded by our community. We don't answer to VCs, large investors, or even a board of directors. We answer to you. Gaming is changing from being an all-consuming time sink into a brand new asset class. It's time to lock and load. So that's nice. Yeah, it's nice on paper. It's nice to see that they don't have, major VCs or, hierarchy there, that it is really made for the players, for us, for the community. But, so I do like that. I like that they put that, the power of three. So the days of gaming companies ignoring the player base and not rewarding their community are over. The Playa3ull Games ecosystem is made up of three groups. Each three we'll look at individually. So obviously they have their master nodes, so supporters, or the believers. See what they did there? Anyway, supporting the project by buying a master node, earning Bull coin every day. Their Bull coin, obviously, they have their native token Bull, with the three being their B, so 3ULL Bull coin, plus the opportunity to hodl or hold and access OTC purchases. And then obviously, gamers. No gaming ecosystem is complete or even can be existing without the gamers. So gamers are going to game, play and earn, own, hold, or sell your in-game assets. You get to decide what you want to do with it. If you want to hold it, if you want to, sell it, whatever. That's the whole point of it. Obviously, we can kind of see here, one of their games, their main game, Nexus, did make it to number one on Epic Game Stores. So obviously that's September of 2023. So this year, fairly recent. Our white paper, we'll go into that next. They do, point out some, influencers or some YouTubers that have talked about Playa3ull Games. So why Playa3ull Games? When considering cryptocurrency companies, it's good practice that potential supporters weigh their decision based on 6 crucial parameters. These essential factors that can help expose the risk balance. So obviously they have market dynamics, innovation index, proven competence, resilience check, team transparency. We'll look at the team, that's for certain. Market dynamics, innovation index, and then we kind of go back. Playa3ull Games is a tick for each of these 6 pillars. And then they do have their roadmap, so you can kind of go back through here and see what they've accomplished and where they're going. Since we are kind of winding down slowly at the end of 2023, at the time of this recording. And if you want to stay connected, as always, they always have all their socials down here. So very nice. And then obviously how you can go navigate the rest of the website. But let's look here at their white paper. Not too big of a white paper, about 27 pages. But we'll just look over it a little bit, starting with, again, they believe there are 6 things that make a great game, or makes a game great. Immersive, they should be made to the highest standard, should be advised by the gamers that play them. The gamers should own their in-game assets. Gamers should be advised by a DAO, and gamers should always have a way of getting rewarded for their loyalty and time. Hey, I'm a gamer myself. I believe with all of those things. So their goal, obviously, we've kind of covered their goal. Each of their games have several parts that contribute to the Playa3ull Games ecosystem. And Playa3ull Games are games designed backwards. We ask you what you want and build a game for you. So that is very, very cool. And then obviously they have their table of contents, I guess what it is. So we'll go into their games. Again, what's the big hype here? So again, we have Nexus, because Play Nice is overrated. The big thing about Nexus, it is a third-person MOBA shooter, so that is very cool to see. we can see that it did go on Epic Games, I believe March of this year, March 9th of 2023. They have their little trailer here. And again, feel free to get on Playa3ull Games' website and do your own research, because again, none of this is ever financial advice. Just bringing it to your attention. If you've been hearing a little bit about Playa3ull Games and you're just wondering, what is Playa3ull Games? But here you can see, yes, they do have their game Nexus on the Epic Games Store. Has about 3.9 rating. You can see, yep, it got released, I believe, on to the Epic Games Store. Actually, it says September 2nd, so I don't know what the March part is. I haven't played it on the Epic Games Store, but I have seen it. If we look at their games, they do have other games, obviously War of Steel, Dogs of War, Starving Martian, I like that name, Ordinenum, don't like that name as much. And then their Metaverse, feels like every gaming ecosystem is coming out with the Metaverse, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, who's going to do it best. So obviously, they have all their games coming out. Dogs of War, Ordium, Starving Martian, kind of a tower defense or a tower strategy. I can't think of the correct words here. Farming style game. So yes, so all of these are in development. They will be bringing them out over time. That was part of the, we can see their roadmap here. So Starving Martian, War of Steel, Dogs of War, their Metaverse. So that's what they're going on with their games, what's going on there. And again, as we covered earlier, they do have their playable nodes. So if you're not familiar with like Gala Games, they have their Gala nodes that killed it last bull cycle. And even with a smaller ecosystem comparable like Myria Games, both we've covered on this channel extensively. Myria has their nodes within their ecosystem too. So it is good to see that this is a node ecosystem too. Again, I see that as a plus for Playa3ull Games. So it's nice to see that. So discover the power of blockchain gaming and receive rewards in bull by supporting the Playa3ull Games ecosystem. So you can see how many nodes I've sold, the purchase cap, how many coins are getting distributed per day with the nodes. It's about 1,500 roughly. They are about $4,400, but right now I believe they are running it at, I believe, about a 50% off discount. So again, it's not only about supporting the ecosystem. Granted, yes, you do get more. You do get node emissions in the bull token. There will only ever be 50,000 playable nodes, which does sound kind of like a lot, in my opinion. And the price will go up by 100 USD, by starting at 100 USD, going up by 100 USD for every 100 playable nodes that are sold. A little confusing. So node holders receive an equal split of bull coins from the allocated daily coin distribution. In year one, the distribution rate is such and such, and then coins per day, with half of this being distributed equally amongst node holders. That's a lot of bull. That's a lot of bull, but again, that's the other side of node ecosystems, is that yes, you deal with node emissions daily, obviously. So Bull is on the Avalanche, or Playa3ull is on the Avalanche blockchain. I believe they are having their own subnet going on within Avalanche. And again, if you're kind of curious on getting that master node or just getting the node, you can kind of see here at the time of this recording. Again, it is 50% off at $2,300. I actually think it did maybe have gone up to, ever since the sale has gone up to $4,600, but so now it's $2,300, and there's 52 left at this price. So again, if you're bull on Playa3ull Games, something to consider at this time. So now you're wondering, so we have the games, we have the ecosystem, we know what they're about, we see their nodes. What about the token? How do we get involved if we choose to? Or why should we even? So our token, what is the Bull token? So again, Bull coin is built on Avalanche subnet technology and is the core asset of the new Playa3ull Games marketplace. We'll take a look at that. I'll load that up there. And so, yes, you hear correctly. So Playa3ull Games is having their own Avalanche subnet, which that alone, and there's so many puns here to be made, I'm really trying not to, but that alone I think is pretty bullish to see that this ecosystem is actually utilizing their native Bull token as a gas fees on their Avalanche subnet when that time comes. I really do like that. I think it's very good. So again, 5 billion Bull coins come into existence through the master nodes each year for 10 years, resulting in a total max supply of 50 billion Bull. So again, you can see it's on Trader Joe, Bitmart. We'll look at the coin market cap page for it, here in a little bit. So utility for the Bull token, again, yes, you have the games, Playa3ull Games blockchain. So again, there's subnet, node payouts, NFT sales, hold competition, Playa3ull marketplace, customizable PP or PFP bull, Nexus skin rewards, VIP membership, node ownership, rewards, prizes, giveaways. I mean, it's a lot of reasons really to have one or to get involved with it. Again, but at the end of the day, you have to look at this ecosystem and at Playa3ull Games and think if it does kind of align with your portfolio. Again, I'm just bringing it to your attention. None of this is financial advice. You look at their marketplace here. Again, I think I have to be within the app, actually, so I might have done that wrong. That's on me. But we'll move on to the current market cap page, kind of where we're going to start closing out a little bit. So right here, again, at the time of this recording, it is around, suggested like around a $10 million market cap, give or take a little bit. If you look at the 1 month chart, I mean, we can see that it came all the way up, like maybe a 4x from where it was a month ago. Up about, I would say, more around 300% because I had a Green Day back here, but maybe around like 250% on the 1 month. But again, that's if with a pullback now, which was needed since we saw this thing skyrocket, which is pretty insane. If we look at the 1 year, I mean, we can see this token, hasn't been doing too bad, been trading a little sideways, but, it's had its time going up a little bit. Now, what's interesting is that this token did launch over the summer, so it has not seen a bull run in the past. It is a new cycle coin, which is something that I always am a fan of going into the next bull run. Yes, the risk, in my opinion, goes higher whenever it has not been through a bull run or a cycle, but again, that risk reward, you really just have to see what your risk reward tolerance is before you get involved with something like this. But I like it. I mean, yeah, I hold a lot of other old cycle coins, but yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of gains to be had from new cycle coins, so I'm very bullish on it as a whole. So looking at it, Playa3ull Games, so again, right now about a $10 million market cap with about 10% of the circulating supply. So I think that Playa3ull Games has I don't want to say that they're going to be the next Gala Games because it is familiar, they have a gaming ecosystem going on, but I wouldn't say it's crazy to say that it could be, maybe a lowered version of, I'm talking about where I think they're going in the bull run, maybe a lower version of, Games for a Living, Myria, maybe Gala Games. It really depends on what Playa3ull Games is going to do and how their games are going to be taken by players. If people are really going to get really into their games or not, I mean that really controls the whole ecosystem in my opinion. Is if the games are going to get massive attention, are they going to be good quality games, all of them? Are they all going to release in time for the bull run, for the full swing? Because that's the biggest point to me, is that if the games aren't released in time, then that could really hinder it. But we'll see with time, what happens to the Playa3ull Games. But again, at a $10 million market cap, and we've seen the price kind of go up again, and now it's on, at the time of this recording, it's on a healthy pullback. So if you think you missed that initial pump recently, and it's something that might align with your targets and your goals and your portfolio, maybe look at Playa3ull Games. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Playa3ull Games? Oh, yes, we will look at their team. Almost forgot, look at the team here. So they do have a docs team. You can find all their LinkedIns here, which is, again, always nice to see. We always look at the teams. So nice to see here. They do have the teams. They do have some gaming experience if you actually go through their LinkedIns there. So that is nice always to see there. But either way, yeah, the 24-hour trading volume is pretty crazy at $1 million. So we'll see what kind of attention Playa3ull Games keeps getting. Is this run, or is this pump done for Playa3ull Games? Is it going to keep going? I personally think it's going to keep going. I like what I see at Playa3ull Games. But just know, I'm definitely classifying it in high risk for sure. So I'm allocating a small part of my portfolio. And I'd recommend to everyone, if you're going to play these high risk games, allocate a small part. And as always, don't put in what you're not willing to lose. Obviously, that's just investing as a whole, but something that has to be said. But again, guys, that's Playa3ull Games. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about what Playa3ull Games has going on? Was there anything you liked about them, really liked, or didn't like, or don't agree with? Have you played Nexus or their games? Have you heard of Playa3ull Games before this video? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Let me know what you're doing these days in the markets. I'd love to talk to all you guys. And otherwise, if you guys can like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. See you guys.